So hey, that's just my down and dirty process for running tumblers. Hey, what's up everybody? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I've got a few tumblers to make this morning. So I'm gonna bring you over to the computer and let me show you how I make these, and maybe it'll help you. Okay, so here is our file in Lightburn. You can see we just have a logo and then a name on the other side of the cup. And as you can see here, I have my artwork inside a frame here. So I've got two orange frames. And this orange frame is representing the working area of my tumbler. If I show you my tumbler over here, I'm using these 30-ounce tumblers, and they have a marking area here from the bottom of this, or the top of the painted surface here, to where the cup starts to taper down. So I've got this space here where I want to put my logo. So I've measured this space and given a little bit of room because I don't want to make it go all the way up to the bottom and to the top, and measured that. So that's what each one of those boxes represents here. If I pull it out, if I move this, you can see that is that space. Now, both of these boxes together is actually the circumference of my cup. So if I go over to my rotary settings, I have measured my tumbler with calipers, and it's about 100 millimeters in diameter. And then Lightburn will automatically give you the circumference here, 314.159 millimeters. You can see if I highlight both of these boxes, I've got 314.145, close enough. And then if I take that number divided by 2 for each one of these squares, I've got 157.07. So what this allows me to do is to know exactly where my artwork is going to be in that engravable area on the cup, but also it allows me to center the artwork on each side of the cup, because I'm going to be engraving this cup all in one go at the same time. I'm going to have this in the rotary. It's going to be spinning, and it's going to engrave both the front and the back at the same exact time. So since I have centered, let's see here. So since I've centered my artwork in each one of these squares, I know that when this engraves onto the tumbler, it's going to be aligned perfectly. So some other artwork considerations here that we need to worry about here, especially on this one, is because we have a circle logo. What I have done when I designed this file, and by the way, if you want to go into learning how to design these files from the start, let me know down in the comments, because I'd be happy to do a tutorial about that. This tutorial here is basically just showing how I do my workflow. And it assumes that you have already made the file and you have already have your rotary set up properly, which if you need help with that, I've got a complete video on how to set up a chuck style rotary in a bolt machine, and it really works for any CO2 laser as well. But as long as you have a chuck rotary and a CO2 laser, that setup video will show you how to do that. But anyway, my consideration here for this logo is that it is a circle. And if I engrave this as a perfect circle on Lightburn onto the cup, you'll get an optical illusion where this will kind of turn into more of an egg shape. It'll be an oblong shape instead of a circle. So what you have to do is, and I've already done this already, but you need to stretch this out. Since my file here is going to be run horizontally with the cup, basically along the x-axis, what I need to do is I need to make sure that I stretch this logo out a little bit in the opposite direction that it's going to be running. So in this case, I need to make it taller. So if I just come over here to the height section and make sure this is unlocked and move it up a few clicks, so that way it looks a little oblong on my screen here. But once I go to engrave this, it should be perfect. But we're going to test that first. That's our whole setup process here, or the whole purpose of our setup process here. Whenever I'm running cups, the first cup I'm always testing You know, I'm always running a test when I start a new run. The first one takes a little bit longer, but once you do that, put that work into the first cup, all the other ones are just rinse and repeat. You're popping them in and out. So do your setup, do your testing first, and that's going to make sure that all your cups go perfectly. Okay, so a couple other file preparation things we got to do here. We're going to make sure that our origin is set correctly. So I've highlighted everything. You can see my green origin spot here. I like to run my tumblers in user origin. In fact, you have to when you're using a chuck style rotary like this, but I like to use it or set it up with my job origin in the right middle, as you can see here. And you can also see that again right here. So we're good in that aspect. I also like to run a preview just to make sure I'm not missing anything, just to make sure my file looks proper. This is how I want it. You can see here, this is my mock-up that I sent to the customer. So I want to make sure I get it to look just like this. Going back to Lightburn, I'm going to start with my test. Now, these are my settings for the actual cup. I'm running at 525 millimeters a second, 80% power, maximum power, 70% minimum power, and a 0.035 line interval. This is on the Thunderbolt RF CO2 laser, and I'm also running a 2.5-inch lens on this guy here. I found that works the best for my situation here. You can do it with the 1.5-inch lens, no problem, but you're going to be changing your line interval here and maybe defocusing a little bit just to make, because the 1.5-inch lens has such a small spot size that sometimes you can get some lines in the tumbler that I found, but it's easily workable or worked through with proper settings. All right, so going back to our file here, this is our finished engraving settings. We don't want that right now because we are doing a test. So I'm going to move this down to my test settings, which is 800 millimeters a second, 15% power, and I can turn the air off, I don't need that, and 0.1 millimeter line interval. This is just a quick test that's going to mark tape on my tumbler to make sure my alignment is set properly. So let's go over to the rotary here, or before we do that, let's go ahead and send that to the machine. So I'm just going to highlight everything and send this over to my bolt. Okay, so as you can see, I've wrapped some blue tape onto this tumbler just to protect it during our test here. I'm going to place it onto our rotary and tighten it down. I also want to double check that we're level. So that could just be adjusted here with these two knobs. Okay, looking good. And now I want to go ahead and set up my origin point. So I always start on this thumb release here because that's the perfect center of the cup. And I will jog it over to the left. And I'm going to bring it in about 1/4 inch down from where the the stainless steel stops and the powder coating starts. Now I'm going to press my origin button here and set my origin right there. Let me see if I can show you. There you go. You can see the red light there. Now when I press the frame button, I'm looking to see that my artwork is in the center of my engravable area there that I set up in Lightburn. And that looks pretty good right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this test. Just to see how everything lines up. So we'll bring you back here when this is done. All right, so let's get this out. And our placement looks good. I'm happy with the space here and here. That matches our mock-up, but we have got a little bit of a oblongation or a little bit of a skewing of our logo here, which is to be expected. As I said earlier, with having a round logo like this, you could sometimes get this effect. So let's go back to Lightburn. And let's get into our shape here. And I'm just going to turn this down. Just a few. I just pressed the height button 3 times just to make it a little bit smaller. And now we can go ahead and resend this file and run the test again. All right, second attempt. Yes, much better. Looking good. And I can see that my name and my logo, I can see that my name and logo are aligned. So we're ready to run. You know, this does take a little bit of effort. This took me about, I don't know, 10 minutes, but I'm also recording, so that makes it take a lot longer. But this takes a little bit more effort to do the blue tape method to make sure that you're aligned properly, but it's worth it in the end, because if you're just doing this blind, you're wasting a lot of cups. I mean, you're going to mess this up. Even with the blue tape, you can still mess it up sometimes. But with the blue tape on there, you're going to greatly eliminate the amount of cups that you're messing up due to alignment or, this stretching issue that I showed you from these circle logos. And again, I don't use any type of formula to make sure that my circles look like circles when I'm engraving them on cups. I just got to eyeball it. I know I need to, stretch it about 10% or so, just to make sure that it looks proper when you actually look at the cup. All right, so now that this is done, we don't need to do it again. We've got 3 cups to run, so I'm going to go ahead and get those set up and bring you back when we start cleaning them. And then while this first tumbler is running, let me go ahead and show you what I do to get this thing set up for the next one. So all we got to do in order to set up again here is remove our coach name, and then insert our second coach name here, and we've just centered it in this box. And once the laser's finished, we can go ahead and send this over. And I like to move these, when I'm completed, I move them over to the right side and then keep my ones that I still need to do on the left. It's kind of how I keep it organized. So once the laser's done, we can go ahead and select this all, send it over, and reset up. So this one's done and looks pretty good. Let's take this out and get it cleaned. Okay, now to clean these, all I use is a little Dawn power wash sprayed on there. Sometimes I'll use a little isopropyl alcohol as well if I need to clean some stubborn areas, but just usually the Dawn power wash and a magic eraser does the trick. And yep, that's all this one needed. So looking great. So hey, that's just my down and dirty process for running tumblers. Hopefully you picked up some tips there that you can use. Settings wise, that's all going to depend on your machine. Even if you have a bolt, I mean, they're still going to be slightly different. Plus it's going to depend on what color tumbler you're using as well too. These blue ones are have a pretty thick coating on them too, so you got to make sure you get all that blue haze off of them in the laser before you take them out. But the key here is, I guess, just to experiment a little bit. Definitely use the blue tape for your alignment, because if you can avoid any alignment issues, you're golden there. And just practice. I mean, practice makes perfect. I don't do a lot of tumblers, maybe, I don't know, 50 a month or something. Sometimes I'll get big orders for 100 or 200 coming in just from different organizations or whatever, but those don't happen all the time. You know, I just purchased my tumblers from JDS or from Johnson Plastic Plus. I'm not buying them in bulk yet. I haven't found the need to store a bunch of them here, although you can get a much better price. But overall, I haven't found the need to do that just yet. This isn't my main business. This is kind of like a, I don't know, secondary or third part of my business. It's really not that big. I don't do these that often, but that's how I do it. Hopefully you pick something up from this, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you do something different, let me know. I'd like to hear how you make tumblers. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I'll see you on the next one.